Hello, and welcome back to The Rate We Hike. My name is Mike Shanley, financial advisor with Walnut Peak Financial Consulting. I'm back with some new hardware. Today we are going to be discussing something that I certainly think is on topic, but a little bit outside the scope of what I've been talking about in prior videos, which was account types and certain types of investments. This time today we're going to be discussing the effects that financial anxiety can have on your well-being. For many reasons, people equate money to happiness, and certainly for many reasons, access to money does make many things throughout life easier. With that being said, there is certainly data to support the fact that if you can have your finances in order, not necessarily having a lot of money, but having your finances in order, it will lead to peace of mind. And having that peace of mind and releasing anxiety will drastically change your life. So to dive into this a little bit further, according to data that was collected by Everyday Health, which was for a study, it was for the United States Stress Survey. It found that money was the #1 cause of anxiety for Americans. A separate study done by Bankrate found that 46% of women and 38% of men suffer from financial anxiety. 28% of those that are affected by financial anxiety suffer from that anxiety on a daily basis. I'm sure you can imagine that for those that have low income, those are the people that are affected the most. However, that's not to say that those that make more money are not also affected. There was another study, the National Capability Study, that was supported by FINRA. FINRA is an organization that oversees people in our industry, financial advisors, and surveyed households in 2001 from all sorts of different income levels. 54% of people who made over $100,000 reported feeling stressed or neutral about money. I'm including the link in the description below. In that same link, if you click on it, it will show you breakdowns across all sorts of demographics. It's also going to show you the effects that social media is having on people's anxiety, depression, because they are looking at what other people are doing. It's making them feel bad about their own finances and how they're doing throughout life, specifically amongst millennials and Gen X. If you are to, say, look up the statistics on credit card debt, student debt, overall debt, average savings, average retirement savings, you will see that we are in fact in a bit of a precarious situation. It leaves us also with a little bit of a chicken and egg situation. In some cases, you have people that are in fact paying for necessities, and then they have situations come up and that puts them into debt, and it becomes a much more difficult situation for them to get out of. In other situations, it's easy to make the case that people are maybe having frivolous spending, if you will, and then when the necessities come up, now they're putting themselves into debt. And so you have these two stories where both are certainly suffering from financial anxiety, but the question is, where is it stemming from? Olga Gurlink is a psychoanalyst. She recently was quoted in CNBC, said something along the lines of avoiding your finances is really shielding yourself from reality. And so now we have nearly 50% of women, almost 40% of men that are suffering from financial anxiety. Over 25% of them are suffering on a daily basis, and this really is begging the question, what is at stake, by not getting your financial situation in order? So I have a lot of links, not a lot, but I have some links attached in the description below. But the best that I can do, as far as I can see it, is to break it into two categories, right? You have mental and physical issues that are going to stem from not tackling this problem. So the mental, right, is obviously the anxiety, but then also the depression. I mentioned earlier, you can look at things like social media. People are looking at everything you're doing. How do I measure up? Am I not making as much as that person? And so you have anxiety and depression. So on the screen, you're going to see the types of things that are going to manifest themselves from anxiety and depression. So once anxiety and depression kick in, you're going to start to see some real serious effects start to kick in. Now, the data that I have is according to the Transformation Treatment Center, and naturally some things that are going to immediately start to happen would be loss of sleep, loss of confidence, loss of motivation, right? And then you'll get things like a bad attitude, maybe mood swings. Then come more serious consequences. There have been reports, and this goes to obviously anxiety and depression no matter what you have, but again, we are talking about these being caused from your finances. But things like cerebral inflammation, lower cognitive functions, depression over long periods of time has been linked to bipolar disorder. There are instances, unfortunately, in depression that are led to alcohol and substance abuse, and then, of course, suicide. So these are very serious consequences, and these are very serious things that have and definitely can occur, from the depression that happens when your finances really take a toll. On the physical side, again, once you lose sleep, that takes a physical toll as well. But you have things like migraines, headaches. Once you start suffering financial losses or financial struggles, things like doctors and dentist visits get put off. Healthy diets, you sacrifice fresh foods for cheaper alternatives, and maybe you skip meals altogether. Poor finances are linked to higher rates of heart disease, diabetes, hypertension, high cholesterol. Research done by Lockton, which is an insurance company, showed that people with financial stress are 3 times more likely to take prescription drugs for chronic illness. Okay, so when you take a look at all of this, it is, not necessarily hyperbolic to say that financial stress and financial anxiety is actually going to kill you. It's very important that you get your finances in order. You don't necessarily have to be rich, but it is important to know where your money is coming in and then where it is going out, if not for anything else, but to have peace of mind so that you are not depressed and so that you're not uncertain of what is going on in your life, so that you can plan short term and long term. Not knowing what's going to happen in the short and long term is where the anxiety is stemming from. And so by eliminating the anxiety, you'll be healthier and you'll have a clear, higher functioning brain. And so this will allow you to do better things and possibly allow you to achieve a higher salary or make more money. But at the very least, you certainly will have a healthier life. If you have more questions on how you can be getting started on, this journey to financial wellness and financial health, obviously reach out. I'd be happy to help, talk about your situation, talk about your goals. Please click on the subscription link and the notification bell. All the links for the various articles and things that I mentioned are in the description below. And I look forward to connecting. Please find my other social media in the description as well to stay up to date on what we're doing here at Walnut Peak Financial Consulting. And we'll talk soon. All the best.